guys? My name is Doug. Welcome back to the channel. I'm very happy to see you guys here again today. We are going to be listening to the new Toronto 3 by Tory Lanez. He's been on kind of an iffy streak, in my opinion, in terms of his albums. I wouldn't say that they've been kind of bad, but they have been a little mid, in my opinion. Very few great tracks that I keep in my rotation. But apparently this is his last project with his label, and now he is free and independent. And he said that he had been holding back from making the actual music that he really wanted to make because the label kind of had him in their grips. And so now he's free to make the music that he truly wants to make, and this is just the beginning of that. So I'm hoping that this is going to sound better than his last few projects. I'm going into it with an open mind. I'm not going to go into it expecting it to be mid or trash. It's 16 songs long, it's 44 minutes long, so it's not too long, I would say. It's just about average length for sure. And yeah, I think that's about enough of an intro, so we're going to jump right into it. You know how you can support the channel. Be sure to send in your submissions for putting y'all on. That's going to drop on April 15th, so you've still got a few days to get those submissions in. And with that said, track 1 is Pricey and Spicy, so let's get to it. I did see on Twitter that he raps more on this project, so I'm a little excited about that. I like it when he raps. That kick is crazy. Hey, he's spazzing. This song goes stupid, bro. Love that 808 riff. That's how you start a project. That's how you start your project. That is how, you see, he got me hyped up by saying that this is the beginning of like a new era for him and actually putting in all of the effort into his music. And then starting off his project like this is a huge boost to how I'm feeling about his music. He sounds inspired, he sounds energetic, the production goes crazy, dude. Those choir and string samples in the background are so dark and epic and kind of like triumphant. And this really sounds like something that he's excited about, you know? And that's really what we look for in these Tory Lanez tracks, is just that genuine, like sincere excitement and energy, because he's an extremely talented artist, right? He's got fire bars, he can rap, he can sing, he can really do it all. He's a fantastic entertainer, but you can kind of hear it when he's not really into the music he's making, you know? And he sounds inspired here, and that's really all I was looking for. But he backed it up with a great performance, fire flows, great beat selection. I love it. I love that intro. Next track is The Coldest Playboy.
I'm back on road. I like fucking friendship. That's a costly pleasure.
This sounds cold.
Lying to my bitch so much I'm starting to believe it. I'm self-made nigga, bitch, you wanna leave.
Yo, the way he is delivering this verse right now is absolutely incredible. Like the actual way that he's speaking his verse, it almost sounds like he's pulling you in. He's like, look, sit down. I'm gonna teach you something right now. I'm gonna tell you something about my life. And he's got this tone to his voice that is just like he's really about to just. I had the word in my head and I lost it. I lost my whole train of thought for some reason. I'm getting old, but the tone in his voice just sounds so serious. Like what he's about to tell us is one of the most important things that we've ever heard in our life. You know, like he's about to give us $1 million worth of game for $9.99, basically. You know, that's really the tone of his delivery right now, and I love it. I think it's great. The way that it sounds like he's taking himself seriously, you know, and I love that right now.
It's cool for y'all. Niggas think I'm wild and they should see me out in action. Stop sign on my head, I call it ratatouille. Watching out for feds, gotta keep
Ratatouille bar can go.
So much I'm starting to believe it. I tell her that I'm dipping where we both know I ain't living.
And I'm not gonna lie, that's cold. You know, the production's great. Loving the strings, loving that really angelic female vocal in the background. That's a fantastic sample. Really digging how aggressive that 808 is. I wasn't expecting that, you know, that amount of distortion on it. But I think it sounds great. I love the snare choice, the fact that they chose a rim shot for it. You know, the bounce to the drums is great, and his delivery is just, it's so sick. You know, the way that he's spitting, he sounds hungry, he sounds inspired, he sounds like he's about to tell us something life-changing. You know, he sounds like he's taking himself seriously. And yeah, I basically really enjoy that dark tone to this, and his smooth delivery. You know, it's cold. I like it. Stupid again.
I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody.
Oh, Conor McGregor.
I put my money up on the re-up, but I got it right back and I'm doing it again.
That's a cold flow. Oh my god. This is crazy. Playlist. It's a banger. It's a banger, bro. He's going stupid. I love it. He's killing it right now. He's on a roll. He's spitting flames. Great beat selection. Emphatic deliveries, you know, fire flows and switching up his cadences in the tracks, and all of them are just great. You know, I'm thoroughly enjoying these first 3 tracks right now, and I'm pleasantly surprised. I will say that. Next track is 10 Fs. As you know, we are family friendly since YouTube has decided to take all of our money.
I could give at least 10 fucks what a bitch say. And of course, I just wanna love her. But she cost her. Can't believe she leave it. I know I needed it. Beautiful, I plant a seed in it while I'm deep. At least 10 fucks.
Yo, this is smooth. Loving the guitar.
Got your own way, no nigga can play. What your boyfriend does. I'm a real savage ass nigga. Some Chelsea bullshit.
I think it's a really smooth track. I'm loving that Mansa feature. I think that, you know, the production choice is great. I love where it sits in the track list. We got 3 very energetic, very hype tracks, and now he's taking us, you know, he's helping us to come down off of that energy, you know, kind of a little bit more of a relaxing song to add some versatility to the project. So I think that that's great. It's a very smooth track. I enjoyed it. I think that on his second verse, his vocals have a sound that's just a little too processed. He almost sounds like a robot, you know what I mean? And sometimes going for that sound is great, but for a track like this where you're kind of singing with an acoustic guitar and you want things to sound a little bit more natural, you know? So I think his first verse sounded great. That second verse just sounded a little too heavily processed, but I'm still going to add it to my playlist. I still think it's a very enjoyable track. And yeah, I'm not mad at it. Dope Boy's Diary is track 5.
My heart I can't play with that. Fuck it, that's that. And we made it the case. I lose with this PD. Cause we tryna get more than rich. For the fame and all the glitz. Bet your body's like Corona in the virus, nigga. The Birdman with me like Wayne in New Orleans. Rain in the pouring. Range in the out. Flexing like I own a rental, nigga.
I'm loving the confidence, man.
I put this dick off and then hold you in the phone. Pick them up from out the precinct.
I love how he switched up his delivery. Loving the confident flow, loving how he switches up his delivery and kind of goes into like a singing kind of natural voice flow towards the middle of the track. Loving the toxicity, I'm not gonna lie, a very, very Sean C take there, but you know, bars like I might cheat, but I might kill her if she cheats on me is very problematic. There's just something enjoyable about hearing that. You know, it's that like weekend toxicity that we look for, you know, when he says I'm what a bitch need, you know, The Weeknd. It's that kind of like toxicity that we look for in these tracks, but we also don't agree with them in practice. So one thing I will say is the production choice is great here, but I do have a few little you know, nitpick issues with the beat. I think that the tempo is a little too high. It kind of sounds like Tory is dragging behind the beat a little bit because it's really tough to rap fast enough to keep up with those hi-hats and that tempo. So I think that it could be a little bit slower. And I also think that the producer could have gone a little bit easier on the kicks. You know, the bounce is great. I love the hi-hats. I love the sound choice that he had in the production, but I think he went a little too hard on the kicks and on the tempo. Track 6 is Accidents Happen with Lil TJ.
You shoot a trigger finger at your nigga, might just hit you on accident. We got to strap again.
This production is great. There's a really great little flute lead that's going on in the production. It's very subtle. I don't know if you guys have picked up on this yet, but I just heard it in the background and it sounds so sweet, so beautiful, and it really fits very well with that little piano melody that's going on. That really makes this beat something special to me. And I love the way that this sounds right now. And I think Tory is having a very strong opening with this project. I think right now, personally, he's 6 for 6. Now, that doesn't mean that there are 6 great tracks on here. But I think that you know, 1, 2, 3 are great. 4 is very solid. 5 is solid, and this is great. You know, so I mean, I'm loving this.
Columbine shooting anybody that is shots fired. Niggas said that they deserve my position.
I'm set for none, you need chill. I'm going young, still in that king shit. But I told you in lane switch.
Love the production, love the energy. I really like that feature. I think Tory is absolutely ridiculous right now. He's going crazy, you know. This is the best that I've heard from him in a while, seriously, on this project so far. I'm loving how excited he sounds. I'm loving how hungry he's spitting. Track 7 is Broken a Minute. This is the single, right, that he dropped. Haven't heard this yet, so.
When they swing that way to the right,
This beat's gonna go crazy. Don't disappoint me, please.
Woo! Damn, I ain't been broken a minute. Don't get offended. Toe off the bow in a billion.
Okay. Now I just need the 808.
I just can't finish. I was just working it.
Yeah.
Came back and counted some millions. I ain't no regular, some fucking no rose. I'm just gonna fucking treat it like a throwaway. Ooh, damn, I ain't really. It ain't no biggie. Montclair kicking. Fuck that little
This
bitch.
is crazy, bro.
She wanna leak it. I'm a menace like Dennis. Don't sell me pussy. I need a
Menace like Dennis?
You gon' fuck me this shit.
Fire, bro. Loving the bounce to that beat. I love that 808. It's super satisfying when it drops. I love that he held it off for, I think it was 8 bars before it actually dropped after the drums came in. Super nice to build up that anticipation. Super satisfying drop. I love that. I think that his flow is really fire. I love his cadence. Love the emphasis that he puts on those certain syllables to really emphasize that bounce to the drums. You know, just a super energetic flow. Very quick track as well. So it's a quick fix of just some really fire, hard music, and then next track. I love it. You guys know how I feel about the tracks that go over 3 minutes and 30 seconds long. So, yeah, especially enjoyed this one. This is a standout track off the project so far. And let's keep going. Next track is Pain, track 8.
No lights, top daddy still push. Fuck a nigga. We slap food up in the kitchen. These niggas give them a pain.
I love this beat.
Talking back in Jesus, selling that nigga with by the leader. I ain't going to school today, my nigga. I got now that flow come out them speakers. Nigga, nah.
Let's go.
Slipping, but I dancing. Who the fuck am I finna blame on it? So I hit that corner. If I die, I'll be a stain on it. Raised nigga, everything we never had as kids drove us insane, nigga. You had it with us, some niggas.
This cadence is nuts, bro. I was expecting that one to be more along the R&B vein, but I love that he actually took that sample and that kind of vibe and just added some very minimal drums and made it a rap track. I think that that's one of the best tracks off the project so far, coming off of a very strong track with Broken a Minute. This is absolutely, without a doubt, the best stuff I've heard from Tory Lanez in a very long time. I haven't enjoyed his music like this hard since maybe 2016, 2017. Like, he had a really iffy run there, and this is really bringing it back for me. So I'm feeling it right now, man. I'm seriously enjoying this. This is really great to see him so inspired and so excited and so it really sounds like he's happy to be making this music. It sounds like this is a project that he is proud to have put together, you know. And in my opinion, this had relatively little promotion compared to Chicks Tape 5, and that came nowhere near this. So I just could not have expected this to be this good so far. We're about halfway through now. No, not about. We are halfway through. And no skips so far. Seriously, no skips, no mid tracks. They've all been good to great. Like, I would say, I wouldn't rate any one of these tracks so far less than a 6.5. So these are all very, very good tracks. And Tory is killing it right now. I can't say enough nice things about this, you know, and I love when I get the chance to praise an album, because so much of the music that we get nowadays is just okay, and it's just mid, and very rarely, I would say, do we get great stuff. And I think, in my opinion, this is great stuff. Next track is Adidas.
Don't stash in my beam, I can cash out on Adidas. Should I trap, should I rap, and spend this cash out on the feet? That bitch to have a lot of shit, a nigga never had. Nigga try to grab an RP, my nigga black like Adidas. Try freaking like Adidas, selling sneaking to a beaner. I was younger, was fucking old, these never
Yo, this beat is so glamorous, man. You hear this vibe, the little glissando keys and the really smooth like R&B vocals in the background. I love this. This is This is great, very smooth.
From the down, I got some niggas that still down and knock your top.
Yo, that's hard.
It's being broke shit and draw to work 9 to 5, but I can't wait.
The bass line is great, man.
Plus the feeling so complacent. Only thing I fear is God. I can never fear odds. Eric committing to suicide. The only time you seen the tears fall.
It's a fantastic track. Love the soul. That bass line's fantastic. I love that they didn't use an 808 and they actually used either an actual bass or a plug-in that kind of really sounds like one. Loving the R&B vocals, a very glamorous vibe to this beat. Very minimal drums, and Tory Lanez just killing it, man, with no chorus. Killer song, and great storytelling, very great imagery in his lyrics, you know, and really painting a picture with his words that I really enjoyed. So that's a really cool track. It's a really cool track. The next track is Who Needs Love, and we're on track 10, and I still haven't heard a bad song, which is nuts to me. This how we're starting this track off?
Who needs love?
Let's go.
Voices on my neck. Pointers on my best, calling my best.
Let's go, bro.
I don't need no loving from anyone on my exes. I don't need no stress.
This kind of reminded me of that Trippie Redd track called Who Needs Love, and it also has like a really smooth guitar beat. So I like that, and I like that other track too. So I'm adding this to my playlist right now, and we'll keep going.
Phone call, texting. Don't kiss me, bitch, kiss my necklace. Who needs love? Destined, I even had to stop. That's a real cause. A nigga had you trapping with the scammers all in my best. I'm calling my best. I spent 100,000 now counting.
It's a great vibe.
Who needs love?
It's a great track, man. I love that vibe, love the guitars, love the beat, really bouncy hi-hats especially. Great flow, great performance from Tory Lanez. I mean, it's a super catchy track, and it's just great music. You know, this is very strong outing from Tory Lanez. These next 6 tracks could just be trash, and I would still consider this a very good album, you know, because it's 10 out of 16 songs that I think are just solid, you know, really good. So
I said, word to my ex, I might never fall in love again. Chasing nothing but stuff.
it's gonna be a great club track.
Two birds like stunner man. High blink with crazy, this shit my street. And now you hating that nigga get on my dick. Hey, I do my own, I throw some. Girl, let me poke some.
That's crazy.
Everybody toast. I feel alive when I'm going ghost. I gotta keep my niggas real close.
It's a club track, and it's a banger, and it's got fire lyrics, fire flows, and great drums. It's a fun track. It doesn't have to be any more than that. It doesn't really try to be any more than that. So, you know, it does its job, and I like it. Next track is Penthouse Red.
Places that you could wanna be cooped up. I know the truth, yeah. I know the guidelines that I gotta abide by. Oh, Miami nights, I'm in it fast that you be moving way too fast to keep up. When you're talking body language, you don't have to speak. A full stop trying to get you moved up. I ain't trying to wait, no. You know how I play.
That's one of those tracks that you just lay back to, man, and you kick back to and you relax to. And it's not great or anything, but it's smooth. Loving the guitars, like the drums, smooth performance, kind of like a sultry, sensual performance. So, you know, it's just one of those nicer tracks to kick back to. He's not doing that too much on this project. He's not singing too much. He's more rapping, and I'm enjoying it. So it's nice that he gives us some slower vibes towards the end of the project. Track 13 is Letter to the City 2.
Soon as you hear this verse about the record deal, and she did 12 hours, 4 years, and that's a record still. Head to the skeleton, 4 doors, cause my son in it. We're driving out a garden of Toronto homes, stressing like refugees, and the fee at the entrance way too high just to let them free. What kind of beefing? I'm going vegan with Heaven's timing. Shooting and set designing and moving like I sold 10 million records. And Sean Kingston for clouded advance. I'm still proud of that man. No, I fell out from his hands. He did for parents. The night with a fake laugh that he catches like passing the Ferris. I fly back into Paris.
I mean, it's a great track. It's more of a lyrical track. He's straight rapping here. There's no auto-tune. The drums are very, very, like, authentic, I guess. They don't sound so artificial. They sound like actual drum samples, you know, like that snare is like that really boxy kind of boom bap snare that I really enjoy. Drake uses it in a lot more of his rap tracks as well. I thoroughly enjoyed this production, and I think that if there's any track on here that you're gonna have a Drake feature on, it should be this one. You know, this is absolutely rap Drake lane. You know, this is absolutely that type of production that we hear him on. It's a letter to the city of Toronto, so how do you not have him on it, you know? But I think that he would have ripped a verse on this, and this would have been probably my favorite track off the project. But right now, this is just one of the better ones. I wouldn't say that it's my favorite. I want to listen to the project again, but I think that a Drake feature would have made this absolutely crazy.
We actually talking like we back in business. Clear the witness, traffic where we catch. Even my city let me out for day. Niggas switched up and shooting. Where was your loss, nigga? When they shoot it up, so they know that it's over. I've been there with this pussy nigga, name in my disclosure.
Super energetic track, very reminiscent of the first track off this project with those really epic choir samples in the background and energetic drums. Very emphatic performance from Tory Lanez. It's just, again, super nice to hear him inspired. And yeah, he is back in business. You know, he's producing the music that he wants to make. And it's just nice to hear him excited about that. Next track is D&D.
Bitches got me thirsty. Now you hating ass niggas wanna murder me.
That bass is fat.
You want this shit, little mama, you gotta earn it. For now you hating ass niggas wanna murder me. All of my ex, to my style, now you need to reimburse me. I see the police, they wanna serve me.
Fantastic beat. It's a really short track at 1 minute and 52 seconds. Really quick fix of that really dark trap beat. I love that bass. I was mesmerized by it for a little bit there. And just a really emphatic, crazy flow from Tory Lanez. You know, just flexing a bit. And it sounds great. Last track is Message for God's Children.
Made me feel like it was gravy and wasn't crazy. Nowadays the kids are lazy, falling, driving until we start. Designer clothes got us here dying in every store, buying it with all the self-inflicted danger we could die from it. I'm running through the game just trying to find some ties from it. Ask God to show you, but nigga actually seek. Meaning when you say it, don't pray it because.
And that's the project. This is absolutely. That's a great track, by the way, to close it out. Just some facts from Tory Lanez's perspective. A hopeful message about how good he's feeling and how God kind of helped him to reach this point in his life and how he finds his hope there. And, you know, just a really, like, hopeful message. It's a really cool track to close us out. But this project is definitely the best project I've heard from Tory Lanez in a very long time. I'm super happy with the way this turned out. Very excited about a lot of these tracks and how inspired he sounds in them. I do personally think that there are no skips on this project. I think that he did go 16 for 16, and it has been a while since I have heard a project that did so with so many tracks. I think that, you know, we do have the good tracks and the great tracks on this, but I don't think that any of them are mid. Seriously, I did not hear one mid song on this project. And it's just refreshing to see Tory Lanez making this music, you know, and I can't wait to hear him and what he comes up with now that he's officially independent. But yeah, he did his thing on this project. I mean, I don't care what anyone else says. I think that anybody who rates this project under an 8 is wrong. Straight up. I think this project's got to be at least an 8. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Can't wait to listen to it again. I am going to be adding the entire thing to my playlist, basically, the one that I have in constant rotation. So yeah, this is a very solid outing from Tory Lanez. I love it, and I can't say enough good things about it. And those are my thoughts. So let me know what you think about this in the comment section. Do you think that he has outdone himself with this project? Do you think that he sounds inspired like I do? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? What would you rate the project? All that stuff. Comment section. Support the channel, follow the socials, become a patron or a member on the channel if you want to support the channel with a donation every month. That'd be really great. It helps me to come out with these videos as often as possible. And yeah, straight up, you guys are great for supporting the channel the way that you do. I'm super thankful. And I will be back in another video very soon. Until then, stay home, stay safe, wash your hands. Wishing you guys all the best. Peace.